Hi, my name is Danny Brown and I'm the CEO of Myriad Real Estate Group, and today we're going to talk about the top 5 things you need to do to your home to get it ready for the spring selling season. First thing you want to do is the first thing that buyers are going to see when they pull up to your house. Curb appeal. You want to make sure that your landscaping is pristine, the flowers are blooming, the grass is green. You know, if you've got desert landscaping, that everything, every rock is in the place that it needs to be in. You really want to make sure that all the shrubs are trimmed back and that your landscaping just really pops and the house looks clean. Same with the backyard. So I would, prior to photos, have a landscaper come out like the day before, clean everything up for you, sweep your patios, dust any cobwebs off, just anything. Make sure that the home and the curb appeal is super clean and fresh for those photos, and then try to maintain that while you're going through showings. So the reason that is important is because that is the first thing that buyers are going to notice when they pull up to your home. So if the yard is disheveled, if it's not clean, if things are overgrown, they may just skip the house altogether, or they're already going to go into your home with really low expectations, thinking about, well, what else has this seller not maintained if they're not maintaining their landscape? So it's super important to have that look really good and really clean, because it really sets the stage for what the rest of your home is going to look like. The second thing you want to do is, I'm a big proponent of refreshing the paint on your home, and a lot of time that is both exterior and interior. Our weather is really extreme, and that sun will fade the exterior paint on your home typically within 5 to 8 years. So if you haven't repainted since then, it's a really good idea to put a fresh coat of paint on your home that goes hand in hand with that curb appeal. That a freshly painted house just really pops, looks newer, and just looks fresh. Same on the inside. If you've got crazy color painted walls, I know a lot of people let their kids pick the colors for their bedroom walls. I have had clients that turn homes down because the inside of the house looks like an Easter egg exploded. And so you want to go with a nice neutral color. You can't go wrong with Swiss coffee. That's very common for all my builder friends out there. It's a very mellow kind of white color, just makes everything very neutral, and it's very easy for a buyer to come in and paint accent walls over that color. So if you're going to repaint, try to make it very neutral. And don't go with any loud or obtrusive colors that maybe you like, but buyers wouldn't. So you're trying to appeal to the masses. The third thing you want to do is potential upgrades. So what's the best bang for your buck? Well, the easiest and most cost-effective thing that you can change in a home is going to be flooring, right? So changing out the carpet, potentially replacing, if you've got mismatched flooring where somebody's come through and updated flooring at different times, buyers hate that. They want it to flow. You can definitely have carpets in the bedrooms and then hard surfaces outside of the bedrooms, but try to have a continuous flooring throughout the house. That's really going to increase the saleability, really increase that wow factor, and is generally a cost-effective upgrade that you can do to the home. If you're looking to do more intensive remodels, kitchens and bathrooms. That's going to be where you get the best return on your investment, is always going to be kitchens and bathrooms. If you've got those old 90s oak cabinets, those are really easily refinished. So you can save some money by just having a painter come in and refinish and paint those. Adding some nice higher end pulls, drawer pulls to those cabinets can really add a wow factor. And then potentially upgrading the appliances. If you've got old white or black appliances, it might be time to upgrade, bring in stainless steel, maybe something with a matte black finish, something just a little bit nicer and new to add to that kitchen update. Some buyers are probably going to want to come through and be able to do that themselves and kind of pick their own things, but those buyers are really few and far between. Most buyers want to walk into a home and have it be turnkey and ready to go, and aren't going to want to have to go through a major home renovation or remodel. So if you have the ability and the time, I would say it's worth it to do it yourself, and just go with kind of a general neutral overtone so that those buyers can picture their stuff in your home. Fourth thing to consider is decluttering your home. staging your home, and making sure that it's very clean. So for us, we work with a professional interior designer. I don't pretend to be an interior designer. I do not play one on TV. So I bring in a professional who has an eye for that, and she will go through your home room by room, helping you depersonalize it. So taking all of your family photos off the walls, kind of putting those things away. That is important because buyers don't want to think that they're in someone else's home. They want to imagine themselves in that home. And if there's pictures of your family everywhere, it's really hard to do that. So depersonalizing is huge. Moving sucks. It's the worst. I hate it, but it is the best time to declutter and get rid of stuff that you don't need. So thinning out your closets. If you have closets that are overflowing with stuff, what that tells a buyer is that storage is at a premium and that it's really hard to store things in this home. So getting rid of things, maybe even getting a temporary storage unit and storing those things off-site could be something that you do if you're not looking to get rid of things, but really kind of decluttering and getting rid of a lot of stuff. And then the stager we work with doesn't bring in her own furniture. She tells you what you can do utilizing your own furniture. And so she may help you rearrange a room so that it flows better, photographs better, get rid of some larger furniture in a smaller space, and just kind of help guide you in how to make your home flow and feel like it's bigger than it is and that it has a really kind of nice feeling to it. So the fifth thing you want to do is price your home accurately. I can't tell you how many times I've met with home sellers that want to price it up here because their thought process is that they can always reduce the price of the home later, or they want to leave room for negotiations. And the problem with that is that we are in a market that is slowing down, and markets are cyclical, so that that will come and go. But right now the market is slowing down, and if you price too high, with every month that passes or every week that passes, if those home values are decreasing or those sales prices are decreasing and you start high, you're having to do big price reductions to catch up to the market. So the market will be up here when you start, but as it continues to go down and you're up here, you don't get to all of a sudden reduce down to where I recommended you list. You now have to reduce further to catch up to where the market is now. So it's really important to list your home accurately the first time and be in line with where the market suggests that you are. And then really rely on that feedback from people that see your home. My general philosophy is that you've been on the market for 2 weeks and have had little to no activity, you're priced too high. The market knows it, buyers know it, and they're not even giving you the time of day. If you've been on the market for 2 weeks and you've had steady traffic but no offers, you might be close, but you're still priced too high. I know that my marketing works, and that is just simply a product of being overpriced in this market. So your pricing strategy in the market that we're in is more important than ever. The bonus question is, when should somebody talk to somebody like me? Well, I think it's important to start that conversation early. So if you're thinking of listing in the spring, have this conversation now. Have it shortly after the holidays. The sooner you have that conversation, the sooner you're going to get information from a professional on what you need to do so that you can start putting those things in motion and give yourself some time to do it. It is a lot of work to get your home ready to sell, and you want to give yourself some space and some time to get there. So I don't think that there is a point that is too early to have those conversations. So if you're thinking of selling this year, have that conversation within the first few months of the year so that you can have a plan of attack and aren't overly stressed to try and get everything done and cram it into a narrow window of time. These are the top 5 tips for really any housing market to get your home ready to sell. I hope you found it useful. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in below. When am I wrapping it up? If you want to list with us, call me.